everyone, welcome to Tiny Theories. Today we're talking about a topic everyone loves to repeat like it's tattooed on their forehead. Is America a nation of immigrants? You hear it everywhere. Obama said it, Biden said it, Bush, Hillary, celebrities, everyone. But I always ask myself, how real is this slogan actually? And as always, before the comment warriors show up, let me say this clearly. I am an immigrant as well. I wasn't born in the country I live in. All right, let's go deep. First, we got to know what immigrant even means. Because if the word just means someone who moved somewhere, then every human nation on Earth is a land of immigrants. Humans have been moving since the Ice Age. Nobody popped out of the soil like flowers. So I looked it up, real definitions. According to Merriam-Webster, an immigrant is a person who comes to a country to take up permanent residence. According to Cambridge Dictionary, an immigrant is a person who has come to a different country in order to live there permanently. According to Britannica, an immigrant is a person who comes to a country to live there. So now the real question. Did the USA exist as a country before Europeans arrived? And the answer is no. There was no United States. There was land, there were different tribes, but there was no official nation with a government or constitution. And before anyone gets triggered, I'm not talking about morality, who was right or wrong, who should or shouldn't have done what. I'm talking concepts, definitions, logic, facts. So, with these definitions, America is not a nation of immigrants. Why? Because there was no country to immigrate into before Europeans came. You can't immigrate into something that doesn't exist yet. Saying America was built by immigrants doesn't make sense. Even saying America is a nation of immigrants is factually wrong, because a huge part of the population has been here for generations since the beginning. So I went deeper into research looking for the concept behind inhabiting land. How humans establish presence, control, development across any civilization, any time period. And guess what? Europeans weren't the only ones who ever did this. Every group of humans in history has done these same steps. But I'm going to rate each step by risk and difficulty, because the higher the risk, the higher the reward and the appreciation. Sequence 1. Discovering. Difficulty risk 5 out of 10. This is the first stage of inhabiting land, travelling into the unknown. Humans fear the unknown. Imagine sailing across a giant black ocean without knowing what's on the other side. No GPS, no modern knowledge. You leave your family not knowing if you'll ever come back. People back then didn't know the ocean like we do today. They probably thought there was a hole at the edge of the world that would swallow them. Fantasy aside, let's move to Sequence 2. Sequence 2, pioneering. Difficulty, risk, 7 out of 10. This is taking discovery further, stepping into the land to test if it's even livable. Pioneering is a survival experiment. You don't know the environment. You don't know if the food is edible. Maybe poisonous plants, maybe deadly animals. There are risks like unfamiliar environment. New land can have harsh weather, dangerous animals, or poor resources. Disease. Settlers may not be immune to local diseases. Lack of supplies. Food, water, or tools might run out while trying to build a new life. Isolation. Settlers can be far from help, making emergencies harder to handle. You don't know. The unknown is an experiment that you will find out by living it. You are the guinea pig. Sequence 3, conquering. Difficulty, risk, 10 out of 10. Yes, conquering. Back at those days, everywhere in the world had a notion of the right of conquest, the law of conquest. This is the riskiest step, basically war, taking control of land with violence. For example, the Spanish Europeans against the Aztec Empire. By far the riskiest, with the lowest chance of survival. Sequence 4, settling. Difficulty, risk, 3 to 4 out of 10. This means establishing permanent presence, building small communities. Still risky. Isolation, managing resources, internal conflicts, unpredictable problems. Sequence 5. Building. Difficulty risk 3 to 4 out of 10. This includes constructing infrastructure like roads and towns, creating laws, and developing trade systems to make the territory functional and sustainable. This is a higher level of settling. You are still experimenting, still unsure of where this will lead, still trying to develop as a nation. Sequence 6. Immigrating. Difficulty risk 1 out of 10. Legal immigration. Immigration comes last. You arrive into a nation that already exists, with a system already built. You join, you don't create. I'm not talking about illegal immigration or people risking their lives on boats. I'm talking legal immigration. I got my visa, I took a plane, and I moved. Yes, it was hard at first. New culture, new lifestyle, new everything. But let's be real, I wasn't fighting native tribes to death. And there's a reason immigration has a low difficulty. People don't immigrate to third world crap countries, let's be honest. People do research and they try to go where the standard of living is high. Nobody immigrates from one low standard country to another low standard one. People aim for the best places on earth, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's logical. But Europeans who settled America didn't go to an attractive place. If you teleported a modern immigrant to what early settlers saw, he would do everything to escape that place. The first European settlers arrived in a place that was not attractive, and they made it very attractive. Now, everyone wants to come. So saying America is a land of immigrants is not accurate. You can't compare yourself to the people who had to build from zero. This is like saying, I built Apple. No, you didn't build Apple, you joined Apple. Not when Steve Jobs and his buddies were creating this insane company in his garage, taking huge risks. You joined after all that risk paid off, when it had become one of the most successful companies in the world and everyone wanted to work there. You didn't join Apple in the garage. It wasn't attractive, it wasn't secure, and you didn't know how it would end. You joined when it was already an extremely successful company, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you cannot characterize yourself the same as Steve Jobs. I hope with this analogy, you guys understand that America is not a land of immigrants. It's incomplete and widely misused. Immigrants joined an already established nation, not a blank slate. America was built by European settlers and conquerors, and then immigrants came. That's why we speak English and not another language. How would that even happen if the foundation wasn't European? Immigration is the final step, not the foundational one. Calling America a nation of immigrants eases all the extreme risks, sacrifices, and challenges the first settlers went through. Immigration scaled America, added population, but it didn't build the foundation or create the systems that everyone enjoys today. I often hear, but immigrants work so hard. And maybe they do, but you didn't choose to work hard in the country with your country standard. You chose to work hard in the American standard. Better, more profitable system created by European settlers. Now, you're profiting from it. A standard that you claim to work hard for, but many times you don't fully appreciate or acknowledge who built that standard. America's inhabitation began with discovery, conquest, settlement, and building the systems everyone likes today. And I know a lot of people won't like this explanation, but I believe this is the truth. As an immigrant myself, that is exactly why I decided to immigrate. Because the system created before me from the people who built this nation was attractive. I'm not saying immigrants are good or bad. I'm not saying Europeans are good or bad. I'm not saying we need more or fewer immigrants. I'm saying the phrase, America is a land of immigrants, is not true, and we should acknowledge reality. Oh, by the way, since we're here, Tiny Theories is on Instagram, Blue Sky, Rumble, TikTok, all that good stuff. So follow me there too. It helps the channel grow, and if the channel grows, the content levels up. Simple math.